So after this week's episode of Gridman, I'm willing to bet that everyone past Yuta and those like Caliber, all of the attachments for Gridman, I forget what their squad is called, Genesis or something like that, I'm going to assume they are the only real people in this city. Everyone else is created by Akane 100%. I mean, it's clear that Rikka was. It was 100% confirmed that Rikka is no more than an NPC in this city, which explains a whole lot with her behavior, but it also explains behaviors of characters such as Utsumi, who I first thought didn't want to turn on Akane because of hormones, because he's a teenager, but if he's also a creation that was kind of programmed to not go against his master, that would make sense, because it definitely feels to me like this entire city, especially after the credits, because Akane is very scared of losing her creation, that she's building this kind of paradise that essentially, if things go wrong with the programming, she'll kill them, and maybe she'll rebuild them, or maybe she'll just let them go away. So it seems like pretty much everyone past Yuta, which would explain amnesia if he fought her before, if maybe he was defeated or he came from the real world, and kind of what's going on there, and that the only real people who can truly go against her are the ones who weren't created by her, which would explain a whole lot. But I have to say that reveal was incredibly creepy, especially because the way the music was playing when Rikka was traveling home, they had this almost like biblical style music playing because she's saying like, I am a god, I literally am all-powerful, my kaiju do my bidding, and you can never turn against me because I am your creator. Like, that was just so eerie and creepy and really shows just how much of a hold she has on the city and just the people in general, even the creation such as Auntie, who keeps getting so horribly abused to the point that he literally has to go to his enemies to get a meal, doesn't actually fully betray her, or at least yet. So I think it really shows you just how kind of messed up this entire situation is, and I'm really excited to see how much longer that she'll actually be able to continue on this path, because if she keeps losing like she is, she's bound to get thrown away. If he's already attempted, you know, one time Alexis being like, I'm gonna make your creation do some things, like, I'm pretty sure he's willing to switch to any other person who has any sort of creativity when it comes to designing these monstrous beasts. And I just really like this episode in general, because before the reveal that a character like Rikka was created, the behavior was weird for her, because she was very much being distant, saying like, hey, I never agreed to this alliance. She was almost acting incredibly cold. Really felt odd, like, what's going on with her? Is she going to betray the group? Like, why is it that she's so hesitant to betray her friend? I mean, as far as she can tell, because you would think it's your best friend. If you learn that they're committing these mass murders, you would assume that I would naturally turn against this person. But then when you actually get the reveal, it makes those scenes prior to that reveal so much more empowering, because you're like, wow, that actually makes it feel so much more well thought out than just a girl kind of doubting if she should turn on a friend or not, which I really liked. Like, it definitely feels like even though she does create these people, they do have free will to think on their own, and sometimes that programming may go a bit wrong than what she initially planned, which I quite like. And just the fact that Akane was willing to show everyone what the next beast that they would have to fight is, which was the first monster, which essentially got a mechanical upgrade, which is such a trope for these kaiju-like series, which I love so much. Like, you defeat the one, but then it comes back later in an upgraded form, which I really enjoy. Like, you really can tell that this is a girl who should be feared, because if she's willing to show her quote-unquote enemies, like, hey, this is what you're gonna fight against, and I know you can't do shit against me, like, that's something that should have most people shaking in their boots. And when you see certain characters not shaking in their boots, and then you learn that they're essentially being controlled by her, it kind of makes a whole lot of sense. It makes a lot of these past scenes that I was kind of questioning if maybe the writing was a little iffy, make a whole lot more sense because of reveals such as this. And I just really enjoyed the fight overall. Just seeing the Alliance fully attached to Gridman, Akane getting pissed off, calling it just a giant robot that couldn't defeat her monstrous beast, it was really fun. I love it anytime the opening plays as you watch these transformation. It makes you feel like a kid on Saturday morning turning on your favorite cartoon, watching just the most badass thing you can imagine. The fights are so simplistic, they are so basic. It's just the bigger one is going to throw the smaller one around and destroy it. Like, there's not a whole lot to it, but it's fun. This is a show that manages to take that childlike innocence fun that just, it's awesome to see these fights play out, but then you actually have a real anime and actually well thought out story and character arc kind of before you get to that. Like, it's always fun to end an episode with a giant fight that is very basic but so fun and well detailed with how the 3D is working, so you really get a sense of scope and scale, but you don't jump into an episode like that, which is what I really like about the pacing, is that you actually have characters that matter and their own thoughts and beliefs and their own progression that they'll take over the episode or over the arc, but then you also have a really gripping story of you don't really know what's going on, and that keeps the viewer questioning, is reality and this cyber world blending together? Is it all fake? You really don't know where the show wants to go, and that keeps it exciting as you watch these characters respond to the revelations that they come to understand, and then you end with just such a Power Rangers kind of fight that is just fun. Like, this is a fun show, but it doesn't just rely on fun, it also tries to make you say, this character is well written, this was an interesting reveal, which makes it so much more fun. This was a great episode, really. The reveal came as a bit of a surprise, not a total surprise, but a bit of one, and just how they're using things like music and just the overall facial reactions to really sell you on what's going on was just a really nice touch overall. This is such a fun series that you never truly know where it wants to go, and that's part of the fun of Gridman. But let me know whatever you thought down in that comment section below. Did you love it? Did you hate? Your favorite moment? Whatever you're feeling, let me know, and be sure to like the video if you did enjoy, and also hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content from me in the future. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.